Hey, Team Hudson, it's Jeremy and it's Monday morning. And I'm actually coming to you from the inside of our Spring Hill campus. If you've never been here, you don't recognize this setting. This is the setting of the location where I have the privilege of serving as the campus pastor. And just 24 hours ago, this place was full as we were worshiping God together and also learning about the significance of building fellowship with one another through praying together. God laid on my heart to share from the book of Mark, chapter 9. It's the story of when the dad brings his son who's demon-possessed to Jesus and is asking Jesus to heal him. And there's this conversation that happens back and forth between he and Jesus, where Jesus says, everything is possible if you believe. And the father looks at him and says, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. I told the congregation yesterday, and I'll say it again, that is often me as well. I am that dad. There are times where I am coming to God in prayer, asking for him to do something, and in my asking, I'm struggling to believe that it's possible for him to do it. And sometimes, if I'm going to be honest with you, I feel that way about this trip that's coming up for us. And Julie and I definitely feel that God is calling us to do this together as a family, that this is an experience that we're giving our kids that it will be formationally and foundationally important for them in their discipleship as followers of Christ. But it seems like such a daunting task. And I know maybe you're thinking, but Jeremy, he's already done it once before. Maybe that's why it feels so much more daunting, is that we're asking God to do the same miracle he's already done once before. And so maybe our unbelief is that we can do it again. I want to tell you all that because I want you to know that the way that you have been responding to us, the finances that have already been given, the prayer requests, the checking in, the messages of encouragement, God is using you to help me in my unbelief. When there's times where I feel like this is just not going to happen, or I get nervous, or what happens if, it's in those times where something that somebody says and an encouragement that somebody shares, or a gift comes in and we get notified that somebody else has joined Team Hudson. That's the times that God is saying to me, see, I've got you. Don't worry. It's big enough that you need to bring it to me, but it's also not too big that I can't deal with it. So I just wanted to thank you for that. Thank you for being willing to be used by God, even right now in this season, as every interaction that we have with the people that are joining and sending Team Hudson to Mexico is just another encouragement that God is going before us, that God's going to provide a way, and that he has it already figured out. And so I don't know if you know that, but God is using you in those moments. I hope for you have the similar type experience. I hope that if there's something that you're praying for, or that you're kind of laying in front of God and saying, I need a big God for this, that God would show up and do it in a way that not only answers that prayer request, but reminds you that he's a big enough God, that your unbelief will not get in the way of your belief. That's something that Team Hudson, that we would love to pray with you about. So if there's anything like that you can relate to, and you'd like to have us join with you in prayer, we'd be happy to do that. And you can send us a private message or a response through any one of our social media sites. But I just wanted to say again, thank you. Here we go into the first full week of us getting ready for this. The kids are excited. There is some conversation about a follow-up to the Hudson Family Wrap. And so we are in conversations about how to accomplish that. But we just wanted to give you an update and thank you for the encouragement that you're already sending our way. So thanks, happy Monday, and have a great week.